Hello, loyal subjects. It is I, Big Al, and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, Level 70, Classes in Session. With me, as always, is Mr. Kooshmoose, Nate.
Hello.
And scraping the bottom of the joining us today is a lovely person. That laugh probably gave it away. It is, of course, pTart. Sarah, say hello.
Yes, Sarah with an H is back. And I didn't realize my laugh was that distinct.
Well, it's slightly girlier than Corey's, but only slightly. Now, of course, Corey and who's the other guy? Kenny, who, truthfully, a lot of our listeners can't discern or distinguish. They are not here today. They are off doing, I don't know. They are, air quotes, sick today.
At the same time, suspicious.
Suspicious.
I think they gave it to each other.
Mono. Polo. Yes, they were both adamant that we have an episode, even though they're both sick today. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Let's see. Let's read some things. Feed the animals. What? Sarah has animals.
I do. I don't remember if I fed them this evening.
Well, if we hear some meows, some barks, or some crying, we know that someone needs to be fed.
There should not be any barking at my house, but the other two it is a distinct possibility.
Yes. All right. We have a lot to talk about this week. But first, last week, Nate told us that he was playing Star Wars. Have you still been playing Star Wars, Nate?
I did, because I wasn't quite done with the game when we talked. I still had a little bit of stuff to do and a bunch of cleanup. And I went ahead and I got that done. And I got the completion in Fallen Order. Yeah.
You did?
I did.
Pretty.
Yeah, it went by way faster. Looking back on it, it was just kind of a blur. I wish wish there was more game to it, and I wish there was DLC coming. I did see a rumor that there might be a new game plus mode, and I'm hoping if that comes, it'll come with an achievement. But
really?
a little after the episode came out, Elle informed me that I maybe didn't talk about achievements as much as I thought I did. Yeah.
Now you have right this wrong.
Yes.
But I was going to make a joke that the New Game Plus is kind of like Lucas remastering the Star Wars movie, maybe?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you put away your lightsaber and you just get a blaster in the...
Who shoots first?
In the New Game Plus, yeah.
Han shot first.
Okay, that's a possibility.
She's not wrong.
Oh, she's not wrong.
But the achievements were...
Chewbacca sucks, yes?
It's not... Well, actually, I probably should address that. The Wookiees do not look good.
Really?
The Wookiees look emaciated. I don't know I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if it's the hair tech but they just
frozen?
look bad. No, they're not broken. They just don't look good.
Frozen.
No. No,
Wait
they're not frozen.
Are you trying to frozen gway him?
No, I was actually trying to make fun of chewing on ice, but...
Oh, no.
That's really easy. That's too easy.
The Wookiees are very tall and skinny, and their hair I understand that you just broke them out of jail in this game, but they do not look good. I don't understand why. So
you just described like half of Canada there.
Blame Canada. But as far as the achievements go, it's not a hard game to get the achievements. You can change the difficulty level. So if you're having fun with a more difficult game, then do that for the fun. And then if you just want to go through and you don't like fun or you don't like the combat, you can bump it down to, I think they even call it story mode, where the combat is like super easy and enemies don't do a whole lot of damage to you. I kind of did both. I did like the Jedi Knight level, which is, I think, the default difficulty level, and the combat is fun at that point. And then when I needed to go around and start doing all the collectibles, getting all the 100% on the maps, I bumped it down to story mode just because I was looking for every nook and cranny of a level. I was looking for every chest and certain memories and things like that. Yeah, I like to look at chests. And I don't like to be difficult, so I can bump that difficulty down. And yeah, and the good thing about it playing a AAA game, and I don't normally play a lot of AAA games, is there's a lot of guides. I'm used to playing like more indie games where the guides are kind of harder to find, but there's like some very specific, like this type of collectible on this particular level type detail. And there's forum threads for, I'm stuck at 93% on this level. And someone says, oh, well, you go to this corner of this room and that's probably it. And they're right. It's like, it's insane playing a AAA
Wow.
and looking for help online.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have lots of follow-up questions.
Okay.
Number one, did you happen to notice which person you were to complete the game? And do you know how many people on TA have it right now?
No, I do not know.
If there was only a way to look it up.
All right, you can research while I ask you another question.
Oh, right.
About how long was it?
Ooh. Yeah, I like to think about that.
Don't say that's what she said or anything like that.
I'd probably put about 18 to 20. I think it feels about right. I don't know if that's right or not, but that feels about where it was.
Was it one of those games that just sucked you in and you wanted to play nothing but that?
Pretty much. I knew that it was going to be like that for me. Because I do like Force Unleashed. I'm actually surprised to find that I don't have a single achievement in Force Unleashed 2.
It's not as good. Don't worry.
Well, don't say that. Because I'm going to go play that next. Or after this, I'm going to go play it.
So I guess I know the answer to my next question, but was it worth the full price at launch? Or could it have waited a couple weeks?
I could have definitely waited a couple weeks. Or I think most people would want to wait until this is like $30. It's an EA title. It's going to drop. It's a Respawn title, so it'll probably be $5. 3 weeks from now. But it is good, man. Respawn, they do good single player campaign. The story is good, and the game looks good. I feel that it was worth the $60, even though I paid for the more than $60 price, because I did not do my homework. I really would not have done that otherwise.
Well, you need to support EA, otherwise they might go down the tubes.
Well, I don't feel so bad because it's Respawn, EA, and I want them to keep this up. And it's not a spoiler, I think, to say at the end of this game, it does seem like, they might have a sequel. There's no cliffhanger or anything. They button it up nicely, but the very last line, kind of leads you to believe, okay, I think they want to do more with this. So, let's see.
That's cool.
Does it tell me my position, or I guess I...
It should.
It should, yeah. This new... Is it 1,277 people have completed it? 29,870 people have it.
Wow.
If I find me, I am 484.
All right, nice job. Top 500.
Yeah, top 500.
But he used a guide.
Yeah, I had to use the guide.
So the guide was for percentage of a map type of a thing?
Yeah, so I used the guide for finding, difficult, percentages of the map, maybe a hidden area that I couldn't see, or what else did I use it for? I think there were one or two puzzles that I just didn't get. I don't know if it's because I was just mainlining it. I was playing it at like 2 a.m. and I didn't figure out this one kind of tricky puzzle. Now your droid BD1, he will give you hints if you're in a puzzle area, and you hit down on the D-pad. He'll give you a little hint, and then if you keep tapping it, he'll give you more and more hints. He doesn't ever really come straight out and say, "Oh, do this, dummy," but he does kind of give you hints to like, "Oh, maybe you should focus on this," or check out this feature of the puzzle. And so I had this one problem in this one temple. And once I finally got that hint, I was like, oh, okay. And then I quickly put the guide away and tried to figure out the rest of the puzzles that were based off that mechanic. But yeah, so I did use the guides mostly for percentages and tips on how to go about cleaning everything up. One tip that I didn't pick up right away is as you're looking at the map, it naturally highlights subsections of the map. And it will break down, you have this percentage of exploration in that subsection. You have this percentage of chests, or, this number of chests, or this number of, I forget if there's another collectible for that area. I think it's secrets. Yeah. So it'll be percentage of exploration, meaning you've seen all the map. number of chests, so how many chests you've opened that exist in that section of the map, and how many secrets you've found. Secrets tend to be memories, forced memories. So once I figured that out, I basically played through the story until I thought I was near the end of the game, and then I went back, did all my cleanup, and then I went for the true ending of the game.
Awesome.
And
So
if you do not do it that way, and so you just go straight through the story, you can go back. There's a point of no return. And once you beat the game, it returns you to just before that point. And then you can go and complete everything. I think it actually said you can't play through to the end of the game after you've beaten it. So you can't, which is weird. Like, you just can't see the end of the game after you've done it one time. So
really?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird message. So I didn't test it to see if I could go do the end game stuff. But from that point on, you can go do all of your cleanup, all your exploration, all your random combat stuff. That would be one thing I would say that is not great. The achievement tracker doesn't do a good job. Like, it's one of those games where as you're progressing, you're getting the number of kills, the number of deflections or parries. Your counter does not go up. You just magically, the achievement pops, but you never see the progress increase.
So it's like playing a 360 game.
Oh no.
It's very frustrating from such a big developer. EA and Respawn, I really would have expected to see achievement progress. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, Titanfall did, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure Titanfall did.
All right, my final question, of course, is it a Vayner?
I think it is. I really think it is. Especially comparing it to the other 3D Vayners. Batman Arkham Asylum. I was getting such a vibe back to Arkham Asylum that I was like, I really do think it's a Vayner. You can go into the distinction. I think the one thing in the TA definition of Metroidvania is that it's a single world connected. Whereas this is, you're going from planet to planet, but it acts just like in other Metroidvania games where you go to a room, and that room you choose, okay, well, which wing am I going to, or which, continent am I going to, that sort of thing. And that's what you do. So it's kind of your fast travel as well. There's really no fast travel within a world, with one or two exceptions. But you're fast traveling to different planets from your spaceship. And your spaceship isn't a hub that you go to and all you can do is walk around your spaceship. Your spaceship is in every world. Once you've landed, you can go out into the world and go into your spaceship, and it's seamless, and you can pop right back out, pop right back in. So it's not technically a hub. And I think that's kind of where the definition of Vayner might pose a problem. But yeah, I think it is. And I know a lot of people on the forum or on the Discord are kind of in agreement that it's basically a Vayner, and the Vaynerisms way outweigh this right. One distinction. So
the only thing I've seen that to me I would think it's not a Vayner is that Prue thinks it's a Vayner, and so I just assume that he's wrong.
Yeah, well, he voted Vayner, so
boo.
Sarah, what you been up to?
Oh, just a few games.
Oh boy.
So I guess the first one is I played What Remains of Edith Finch. I'm a little behind on the bandwagon of playing that one. I enjoyed it a lot. Surprisingly, for it being a shorter game. But the only thing is though, one of the storylines.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I was just saying one of the storylines caused me to actually cry. It was. I guess I can say it in this way without
spoiling. They were being mean.
It hit a little too close to home for me in my current stage of life.
Did it take place in California or something?
Holland, perhaps. A lot of windmills.
Sure.
That is a walking sim?
Yeah, it is a walking sim. But just...
I don't think I played this one.
Yeah, it was a very sad story. But yeah, one of the storylines, it really, really hit me in the feels. So, you guys have both played it, right?
I've not played it.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither. I get it confused with another game with a long title.
There's a lot of those.
Which one am I talking about? I don't know.
I know
what
you're...
the cliff.
Yeah,
the
that
water
one.
at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Dear Esther?
Yeah, Dear Esther.
No.
I know which one you're talking about. The mysterious somebody. No, shoot. It probably does have an H in it.
Probably got an H. Ah.
So that's a thing?
Yeah, it's gonna bother me now.
I understand it's got a lot of variety from like sub-episode to sub-episode.
Oh, Ethan Carter.
Yes.
Ethan Carter or something?
Yes, yes.
Ethan Carter?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking
I get those titles confused all the time.
I have not played The Vanishing of Ethan Carter,
Yeah,
but
okay.
yeah, What Remains of Edith Finch was very good. Like, I was thoroughly surprised, and yeah, it definitely hit me in the feels. It was a good game. Good story.
Easy achievements?
Yes, very, very easy achievements.
Guide, no guide?
Duh.
Yes, you do want a guide.
You do want a guide.
I'm trying to think if you can get them, like, I think, yeah, there are some missables, if I recall.
Is there chapter select or replayability?
Yes, there is replayability. One of the achievements is you have to replay one of the storylines.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's one of them. Are we going round robin, or are we just blowing through all of our list?
There's no structure here today.
Well, why don't you go, Elle? You have quite the list there.
I have lots more than even you don't even know. I'm looking down my list. One thing I wanted to say is that I finally completed my first run of Oxenfree.
Woo!
Mm.
Oh, that's right.
I showed
you were
you guys
mean.
in the room. Yeah. Apparently we determined that my wife is mean.
Yes, we did determine that.
So, at the end of the game, I got the achievement to make enemies with everybody and to keep Ren and Nona from dating. Hopefully these are not spoilers at this point. If they are, oh well. So, the good news is that I got 10 of the 13 achievements. The bad news is now I have 2 more playthroughs for only 3 achievements.
Yeah.
And I know one of them is the silent one, so I guess you say nothing. But I assume that the game is cool enough that the comebacks for saying nothing will be pretty funny.
There's some interesting ones. Just as a forewarning for your silent playthrough, you can never ever press the B button, even when you're leaving the start menu. That will nullify your achievement. Did you get
stuck?
No, that happened to Thomas. So I learned from his ways, and I learned from him, and I did not. So if you're in the start menu, press start to return back to the game, or go down to resume and hit A. But yes, do not hit the B button.
I think that's what it was. All right. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
What's the playtime on like a no comment? Like, I assume, did you get all your collectibles in the first playthrough?
Yes, I did that one on the one I ran through with the game club. Then, yeah, second playthrough was mean, and the third one, I think the third one, the silent one, probably took me about 4 hours.
I guess if you know where to go, it's probably not so bad.
I guess. I mean, by your third playthrough, you think you should be pretty fast at it.
Damn, there's a map and...
Well, cutscenes take time.
Right, and you can't hit B.
And you can't hit B.
You can't hit B. Yeah, it seems like a second playthrough isn't bad, but the third one is kind of where it tests your patience a little bit. But
I honestly was playing a lot of Gears Pop during then.
Shocking.
In a game like this, I would actually listen to the dialogue and try to point out or figure out what things have changed from one to another.
I mean, I was listening, but I did do other things while that was going on.
There's just so many different choices you can make.
Mm-hmm.
Having could go one way or the other in the beginning to save one or the other, and then the person who accompanies you later on. So there's lots of different choices.
How excited are both of you, so this is a question for both of you, for After Party?
I have downloaded it. I want to play it. It is on my list. I saw that Chip is playing it, and I think he actually finished it. So I think that might actually be doable and in my near future. but I am going to play it fully organically. Thomas and I already talked about that.
That was my next question.
Yes, pure, full, organic. No
Good,
guide.
you should.
But yeah, I've been told it is multiple playthroughs, like Oxenfree is. But yeah, from listening from last week's episode, what Kenny started and said it was very, very funny. So yeah, I look forward to it. What about you, Al?
Yeah, I think I want to complete this one first. According to TA, my time on it as it stands is 8.5 hours. What? But maybe.
Well, after parties listed,
it's very possible.
And after parties listed is 10 to 12.
They're all 10 to 12 if you know exactly what you're doing. That's how I feel about these type of things. If you want to take your time and enjoy and get lost like someone tends to do, then...
That's right, you have no sense of direction.
Just add a 0. Just add a 0 at the end. This game I didn't get lost in, though. And it's nothing to do with the fact that my wife held the controller. Nothing at all.
And she's not the one who made those mean decisions.
No. Well, yes, but it's a perfect example of a game that you can kind of play in co-op in the same vein as a Telltale game. I've heard a lot of couples play those together too. Mm-hmm. For fun.
Whoa.
Oh, fun skis.
Censor that out.
Mm-hmm. So my in-laws were actually over during one of Thomas's runs of Oxenfree, and they actually watched along with him. They were definitely a little confused as to what was going on, but I think they actually enjoyed watching Thomas play that. So, yeah, it is a great game. Like, so good. But yeah, so if you haven't played it, everyone go play Oxenfree.
I have played that game based on Your Husband called Thomas Was Alone, and it is fun to play as all different shapes. Got very, very fun game. Easy achievements, too. Don't laugh. Koosh, was there something you wanted to talk about next? Before I ramble into the ether?
Gosh, I guess I should probably give a public service announcement about Munchkin.
Oh, yes, I was so excited to hear you talk about this one. I'm glad you skipped over the other games on your list.
So this one, Munchkin Quacked Quest, came to Game Pass, I think last week, but very recent. I think it was shortly after the latest, EXO 2019. So I think it was that same day or the day after it came out. And it's an interesting game. It kind of reminds me of some of the other free-to-play kind of dungeon games. Dungeon Brothers, I think, is one.
So it's not a card game.
Well, it is and it isn't. The cards come into play at the very beginning of your match. So you basically go in and you start in this room and you kind of walk over to the counter, and I think you can choose difficulty. And then at that point, they start a game for you. And what the game does is they flip over some cards. I think you get like a difficulty card, you get a enemy type card or an encounter type card, and then you get, I think, a boss card. So 3 cards get flipped over, and that determines your random contest or random dungeon that you're going through. You can choose the length of the dungeon that you're going to do based off of time. And then you basically tell it to start. You go in and you can play with bots, or you can play with, I think, other local controllers. I haven't tried to see if you can do this online with multiple people or not. I assume you can also go in solo. I just on a lunch break went in and tested it out, and I played with 3 bots and myself. Now I got 8 achievements on that first run through. The first thing you have to do is do the tutorial. And I don't think there's an achievement for that, but you can get achievements in the tutorial. After that is done, then you can play your first match. So that's what I did. I did the tutorial and 1 match with 3 bots. And from that, I got a bunch of achievements. If I had known what all the achievements were, I could have gotten even more on that first run through. It seems to me like it's going to be fairly easy to get all but 3 of the achievements. And let me see how many there are all total real quick. Okay, so there's 26 achievements all total. I think the last 3 or 4 seem to be kind of grindy. There's one for getting all of the cards available one for killing 1,000 monsters. That will come in time. Playing a full epic card dungeon. I'm going to guess there's a little bit of RNG there, unless you can, I guess move the odds in your favor for can you get epic cards going into this. I'm not really sure how that works. I haven't put enough time into it. And then using every type of weapon in a single dungeon run. My guess is that's probably RNG as well, because no one has completed that. So unlock all the cards, play a full epic card dungeon, and use every type of weapon in a single dungeon run. Those 3 achievements have not been completed by anyone.
So have you played the actual Munchkin board game?
No, I have not. So I had nothing to go in on this. Now, the public service announcement part of this is that in the boards or in the forums for this game, people are saying that progress is lost after you close the game out.
What?
Yeah,
what?
Which is gross. Exactly. So for things like destroy 100 pieces of furniture, you're going to want to do that in one gaming session right now.
Right.
Hopefully they'll patch that. Right? Meow. And right meow, you have to get 100 pieces of furniture from the time that you play the game to the time you turn the game off. I think also gain more than 1,500 gold by selling loot during a dungeon run. Well, that would have had to been in one sitting anyway. Killing 25 fellow munchkins by pushing them into a pit. Shield bashing 50 monsters. All these sorts of accumulative, they only maintain that stat while the game is open. If you shut it down, you're starting over from scratch again. That's probably not the intention. So hopefully the developer will fix that. So that you might want to hold off and not try to make a lot of progress towards the, say, kill 1,000 monsters. Like if you're gunning,
yeah, that was my question. That you can't turn the game off for like 3 weeks if you're going for that one. Then,
well, yeah, I think you can probably get that. I think if you bump the dungeon length up, you can probably grind that out kind of quickly in a couple hours. But yeah, I mean, who has a couple hours to sit and grind one game that's kind of it's a series of mini games. I probably should have mentioned that. So the dungeon is basically a series of rooms. Some of the rooms are kill all the monsters, push all the monsters into this pit, grab all the ducks. There's various challenges or conditions for each room, and you just go from room to room to room to room. And once you get, I think through 10 rooms, you go to a boss room. I could be completely wrong on this, but that's how I did on my first run through. I think I got through 10 rooms and I went to kill a boss. And once I killed the boss, the match was over.
It makes me kind of want to play the card game, but I'm guessing they're basing this most off the board game, which I've only played once, and that was about 10 years ago. So I don't remember a whole lot from that.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of like a goofy gauntlet.
Yeah. So is it called like Munchkin Land? It's kind of like Candyland, but you just move munchkins around?
Well, it's Munchkin Quacked Quest. And there's a bunch of ducks. And one of the achievements is for getting 50 ducks. So I'm not sure if that's a card trope.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a trope to the card game. There's a lot of ducks in there.
But yeah. But I mean, I had fun doing it. I think if you got a group together, especially a local group, you could have a lot of fun just pushing people. And making it difficult for them to win the level. So, but you could also boost it and kind of get everyone what they needed to do. But yeah, for now at least, if you're trying to get the completion, I would probably wait until an update.
Sounds good. But speaking of local groups, this is a good segue into my next game. Me and Thomas played We Were Here.
Oh,
and we have a really good setup for that because we didn't have to use walkie-talkies or microphones or Discord. We have 2 TVs in our living room, so we each played on our own Xboxes, being able to see each other's screens. And that was really nice. But I still somehow got Thomas frustrated, and he was still saying, "Move over there. Where was that? How come you don't see that?"
So you guys have built-in screen looking.
Yes.
Was he looking at your screen? Getting mad?
Yes. Well, so one of them glitched on us, when we were doing the maze. The little glowing markers showed up on my map for maybe 5 seconds, and then we never saw them again. So that's when I Googled up Googled a picture of the map, and then I just kind of walked away because Thomas got a little frustrated. So
when I played with Michelle, I think she was the map giver, and I think there was a switch you had to push, and then it lights up the map for a while, and then you got to keep going back and doing that over and over. So I don't think I don't think it was a glitch. I think there's a button you have to push or something that lights it up, and then she would tell me what to do, and then after a few minutes, you would have to go and push it again.
That makes much more sense.
Yeah,
but by that point, Thomas was getting a little
Googling
frustrated.
the map is probably the right answer.
I let him drown. I let him freeze to death because I couldn't find where I needed the things to help him. I made a terrible librarian.
There's a Michelle joke in there somewhere, but we'll leave it alone. Huey, Louie, and Dewey Decimal System. All right. Well, since last week I played Jack Quest, which is kind of a Vayner, but since it's on the a Vayner, we're going to leave it as such. It's basically... It's a very short game. You could get it done with like less than an hour if you use a video guide. It tells you exactly what to do. One thing that's annoying is when you die, your checkpoint keeps you at the same amount of health you had when you access the checkpoint. So you can be put in some real pickles if you save it with half a heart. But usually you could find a nearby box and find a potion, and then you could save the game again, and then reload the save, and then keep getting the potions. And unfortunately, you have to do things like that to refill your hearts.
I mean, that's kind of what you had to do in like Metroid.
Yeah.
Sometimes Metroid you'd be in a
would...
bad spot and you have to like run into the room, kill the first
That's
enemy.
true.
Run back out of the room, run back in.
Yeah, hope for a health.
Mm-hmm.
Hope for a health pickup, yeah.
Yep.
That is true. So, that was a game. Not much to mention there, to be honest. You could take it or leave it.
So no association with the Jackbox Party games?
You don't know Jack Quest. No. Nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Those are good games.
And that is not a good game?
The similarities end there.
Yes. Not really, no. So after that, I realized that I only had around 8 random to-do list achievements. And this was last week. So for me, that's really not that many. I usually have way more than that at that time of. So I asked Chin to remove my scavenger hunt, which we discussed last week. So my list was hidden, and I just knew what games they were. So in a game like Jack Quest, I just completed the whole game, and then I got whichever one it was that I needed. Then I had other games on my list where I didn't even know where to start. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and Burnout Paradise, and just games with a lot of achievements in all different modes. So yes, I asked him to show me my list. And after that, I played The Bridge, and luckily the one I needed for The Bridge was just to do the next world, which is the Mirrored World number 1. And I got 2 achievements, and the achievements in The Bridge are weird numbered ones. So the good news there is that it actually put my score back at a 5 or a 0, which is good because I have a milestone coming up, and I want to hit that on the nose. So I guess I'm going to keep it like that for a while. That's something that I used to care about, but I don't care about anymore. But I do want to hit my big milestone coming up on the nose.
And say you're coming up on 700,000, right?
Oh God, no! I am not. I don't have a factory from me.
600?
No. Actually, only 500,000. Yes, I'm at currently 486. So,
yeah. For some reason, I thought you were a lot higher than that.
Well, I know in our community, it seems really crappy.
I know. I feel the same way. I have a measly 390.
Yeah, but I mix in real games with the crap games. Gotta have a healthy mix there.
No, I feel you. I feel the same way.
So the one I needed in Tekken Tag Tournament has to do with their tutorial mode, and there's an achievement. Mine was to complete level 5 of it, and there's an achievement for level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so that was cool, so could get some on the way. And there's some very helpful guides on TA to help you change your controller buttons, and that one didn't take me too long. I'm actually pretty decent at fighting games. Played a lot of Tekken growing up, so that one wasn't too bad. How many more games do I have to talk about?
You wrote your own list.
I know, I got a lot to talk about. Oh, put your hands together with me. There you go.
Namaste.
We need to give a big thanks to Angel Wacha. Angel Wacha. What a delightful gentleman.
What did he do for you? What did he carry you through?
He hosted Human Fall Flat sessions for the Ice DLC.
And I missed them?
Yeah, it was over the weekend. We tagged here and everyone, and yeah, you missed it.
Oh, I was up north.
It was Saturday.
Yep. I was up north with no internet.
It's my understanding that the Ice DLC was actually pretty easy, though.
Yeah, if you're Wacha.
They didn't mention that.
He kept claiming that he broke the level.
Okay.
That was a really terrible impersonation, but there it was. So he knows how to get through quickly. Fug was there, Mike Pitch was there, Isrit, Dark Lord Davis, Prue, and then it looks like he did another one for Smitty, Harpy Adam, and Elroy. But it took 10 minutes, if that.
Wow, that is fast.
4 achievements, done and done.
Were you able
thank you, Wacha.
Yeah, were you able to refrain from keeping your sticky hands all over everybody?
Actually, someone was putting their sticky dog hands on my sticky dog. I have a red dog that looks like Clifford, and just a lot of violations took place.
Yeah, because the last time I boosted with Dark Lord Davis, he had trouble keeping his sticky hands off both me and Prue.
Yeah, he's a filthy one. So I'm a big fan.
But I approve of Prue's character because he and I picked out the same thing without knowing. Because, I mean, we are BFFs, so.
Aww.
Which is?
We're the present characters.
The present characters?
Yeah, like
He's
Christmas
got
presents.
Oh, okay. My daughter picked a princess, so I'm like a pink and purple princess.
That makes sense. And fitting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, how's Paw Patrol coming along?
We have not gone back to it. Hopefully we'll complete it here before the end of the year, but I'm not holding my breath.
Has she lost interest, or is it just something is it something you guys play together, or?
Mostly she just asks if she can play it, and then she'll play through, and then if she gets to a difficult platforming section, she'll say, "Daddy, you do it." Or if it gets to the really high pressure underwater or flying segments, she'll pass it to me. Those are actually high pressure. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so that's legit then, the harder situations.
They're definitely the hardest part of the game are those segments. I wouldn't say they're hard. The problem is that you can't backtrack. So once you complete a section of that game, you can't backtrack. You have to do the entire level over again. So if you miss one coin, you basically have to do the entire level over again.
It's a dog treat.
Yeah, you missed the dog treat, or you missed the sarcastic coin. Yeah, or the golden puppy paw print or whatever.
But at least you know that it's 100 in the first section and 100 in the second section. So they don't fool you in that way.
So we just have, I want to say we've got like 3 pup treats to get, and then we're done in one level. So,
and that'll be the full completion for you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that'll be the full completion, and then that one's done, and then we can figure out what the next thing is.
Well, I mean, you got Christmas break coming up. It'd be like, all right, you just tell her, hey, we're sitting down, we're getting this done.
Santa says, you need to finish Paw Patrol.
No. My daughter actually just started playing Gems. Sarah.
Oh,
okay.
On her own or for you?
Actually, that game I refused to put on my tag. My son happens to like it a lot, so he's got it going on his tag. And she picked it up and she started playing. So she's starting to be a little gamer. She's a little Roblox here and there, a little Minecraft here and there. Yeah, well, she's 6.
Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. But speaking of Gems
Roblox
news,
is you.
We have a Gems channel on the Discord now, which is awesome.
Woo!
And we have an AH101 guild, which I am not a member of. You're a member, aren't you, Koosh?
I am. I jumped in, and I'm currently dragging us down.
And my son joined. Where are you?
I have not left my guild.
You were championing this channel.
I championed the channel. The guild I was on the fence about.
Oh.
Yeah, we get things going. Maybe we'll get some ringers in. But yeah, for now, it's just this is for the scrubs that will get kicked out of other guilds, I'm guessing.
Do you guys plan on going for the guild task, like getting to legendary in 1 week?
I don't know. I'm just going with it while there's momentum. So if people, if we can get enough people in that will carry us through that, then sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Because I know they are making changes to the guild tasks coming up soon in the next update. So if you guys are going to do that, you might want to go for it sooner than later.
Really?
Yes, they're going to make it more difficult to complete the guild task to get to legendary.
Well, seeing as how I couldn't even complete one match for the guild, I'm going to be a serious detriment to my guild. So,
what do you mean by one match for your guild?
Well, I went in to look at the guild stuff, and it was like, hey, go fight these wood elves or something. I don't know. And I didn't have one single card. I couldn't make a deck because I didn't have all the cards I needed. So.
Oh, you're talking about the invasion mode.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't know if you were doing PvP. I didn't know if you were doing like a challenge or you're delving or exploring.
I have no idea what I was doing. But I went in. It was a guild thing, and I thought it would get guild XP. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. Maybe we can get more people in the guild if we get to a certain XP level. Because I think you're limited to 10 initially. Now I couldn't even compete. Like I didn't have more than one card of the type that I needed to participate. So yeah. So I am, like I said, I'm a huge detriment to my team.
Okay.
Just like GTASC. Sweet.
Oh. You want to go there, do you?
Okay, we got very distracted. Where are we at?
I'm going to talk about Burnout Paradise.
Okay.
Because I like Canadian things. So on my RTDL, I had the achievement called The Show Must Go On, which is to get a ×10 multiplier in showtime. So what that means is basically you start up single player and you hit the left bumper and the right bumper together, and you turn into this crazy car that defies physics and flips around, and your goal is to hop on other cars, and as long as you keep hopping on cars and you keep your boost up, and if you lose your boost, you lose, or your showtime stops. So the multiplier goes up every time you find a bus and hit the bus. It was actually quite fun.
What you were describing at first sounded very sensual, but then it just went back to normal car
There's
talk.
nothing sensual about it. There's a similar thing in Saints Row the Third, where you but instead of being a car, you're the person, and you just kind of flail yourself into traffic and keep trying to get hit by cars, and then your combo goes up.
Oh, yeah, the insurance fraud one.
It's exactly like that, except you're the car. You just keep bouncing around, hitting other cars, and you're. It's exactly what that is. Insurance fraud.
Okay.
Right? So it took me a little while, but I got it done. And on the 360, it's a 2.22 ratio. So I said, okay, well, I got this done. Let me try it on the remastered version. And for whatever reason, on the remastered version, it's almost a 4 ratio. So I have no idea why. So I got it done twice.
Yay.
And while I was doing that, I said to myself, oh, we haven't done a Burnout session in a while. And then during the day, Skeptical Mario said, oh, we should do a Burnout Paradise session tonight. And I was like, oh, I was thinking that before. And so we did last night. And to no one's surprise, I got tired and went to sleep after a few challenges. So I fell asleep on my couch at around midnight. And I woke up at 2 in the morning on my couch. And what would a normal person do?
Play more games.
Go back to bed. No, yes. I picked up the controller and I booted up Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which was also on my to-do list. And it's to basically beat the game with recruiting every adventurer. So after you beat each of the first 3 stages, you could either recruit the adventurer or sacrifice them, kill them, and then you get their power. So there's actually different ways of going about the same game. So I said, all right, I'll do a couple stages and then go to bed. Nope. I went through the whole thing.
So this would explain why you needed the nap before we recorded.
Yeah. So I went to bed at 4 in the morning. Yeah, my wife just came home. Hi, wife. Yeah, I always need naps, though. So yeah, Burnout was fun. I realized after that everyone stayed and played for a while. I was trying to get 8 people together for the 8-player achievements. And then Michelle was bragging about how they wound up doing it with randoms around.
So did you actually fall asleep mid-session?
No, I said I'm going to bed. No, no.
Okay. Oh, you didn't pull
I
an
could tell when I'm
Adam
fading.
in.
No, I didn't. I didn't have a soma coma. I didn't have one of those. Sarah, there's one more on your list.
There are, yeah,
No, there's
there
more
is.
than one more.
Oh, there's actually 2 more on my list. One of them's really not worth talking about. I just played Fractured Mind, and it took me like 10 minutes. But
really?
nothing exciting there.
Is it a puzzle game?
Yes. And I had missed an achievement because I didn't get caught doing something like 3 times, so I had to go back and do that. But yeah, I think my total playtime was maybe 15 minutes. 5 of which was standing there waiting for the monster to appear.
That was the game that's $2?
Yes.
Was it for charity or was it for something? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. But I have been playing a lot of Life is Strange 2 recently. Nate and Michelle kind of inspired me to get back into it because they said they had never played them and they're very good. And I've already done the first one and Before the Storm, so might as well continue with Life is Strange 2. And I have a goal to complete it before both Nate and Michelle now. So, I gotta...
I'm coming for you.
Pick me too.
I'm coming for you. Watch out.
I've done the first... call them episodes, I guess. I've done the first episode on both the 1 and the 360, and that's it.
For the original game? Or
yes, the original game. I don't remember why.
Yeah, I think I did the first episode on the first game on the 1. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but there were other things going on.
Never. The real problem is that the episodes other than the first won't show up on any random to-do list since they're considered DLC.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. So they're not one big list like the newer Walking Dead games.
Oh.
So that's what kind of sucks. It's a stupid reason, but it's a reason nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. But it's been interesting. Like, it's very different than the first 2 games. Like, it's very different. It's none of the same characters. So, I mean, I'm not trying to give any spoilers here. Like, it's... because Life is Strange and Before the Storm has the same set of characters. This one is different abilities, but I just don't feel like the storyline is as strong yet. I mean, I'm just started episode 3, but yeah, it's... And speaking of chess, I was shocked to see there's actual boobs in it when I played today.
What?
Yes. So I know Nate is really into chess, so...
Interesting.
Maybe he might actually want to get started on this game.
Go on.
Life is strange.
And my in-laws are staying with me tonight, and I was playing it. And thankfully, they did not see the boobs.
I think they'd be okay. They've probably seen them before.
I'm confident they have seen boobs before, but not...
So, Nate, why don't you talk to us about that other orange game on your list?
The other orange game on my list.
Wait, there's 2 orange games. They're all orange games.
Yeah, there's 2. I guess I can talk about Below really quickly since people won't have any time to do it before the end of the month. It's leaving Game Pass, and it's very small scale. It's kind of an interesting game. I was very interested in it when it first came out, and then I didn't play it because I was on Game Pass, and I thought, it's always going to be on Game Pass. Well, no, it's going away at the end of the month, and I started to play it, and it's got crafting, so it's kind of like got a strike against it, and it's one of those games where you have to kind of figure it out. Like, it doesn't really tell you the mechanics. You have to kind of figure them out for yourself, and or follow a guide, and that's not a great thing to be playing on a time frame. So I don't believe that I will be getting Below done by the end of the month, and I kind of really don't want to put any more time into it. I kind of just want to move on and play something else. So I'm probably going to do that. Maybe I'll get one more achievement in Below, but I don't think I'm going to get the completion. And then if it's on sale, maybe I'll buy it. I don't know. It's going to be really cheap. And then just moving on to the very last thing on my list, the Turing test. That is also on Game Pass. It is a guidable game, although I didn't use a guide. I was enjoying just playing like 5 rooms at a time, for the past couple days. Just, I like little puzzle games like that. And I think there was one room that I needed a little help with. And then there was a second room that I didn't even know I missed. I think it was the first side room that I didn't really notice. I just ran right by it. Didn't realize that there was a puzzle to get into it. And by looking at the guide or looking at the solution, I found, like on level 7 or something, the 7th chapter, you'll find a particular code on a piece of paper that tells you how to get into that room. So I saved that one for last, went back and did that room. It was really easy. I think all you had to do was open the door, walk in, and then you get the achievement. The other one that I had a difficulty with was logic gates, just because I've never seen them. Once I understood what the symbols meant, I said, okay, that looks like fun. And I just solved the logic gates to get through. So for the most part, just had a lot of fun, figuring each level out and getting it done. But if you don't like that, you can do a guide, and I think it'll be really fast with the guide. So I think they have video guides too. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I remember doing the beginning without a guide and then eventually switched over.
Now, I was paying attention to the story for a little bit, but I didn't go into reading all of the pieces of paper that were around. I listened, I think, to all the audio logs. And the story was okay. It wasn't going where I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to have a particular twist that it didn't have. And so that was kind of a pleasant surprise in that, okay, well, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But it's pretty well done. I mean, it was a fun little puzzler. You don't think it was well done?
Portal is just so far superior to it.
You can't compare it to Portal.
There's an immediate comparison to Portal. So
it's similar to Portal, but it's not a Portal.
It's got a robot voice and everything.
I don't think I wasn't looking for it to beat Portal. And I wasn't looking for it to fill a portal-shaped hole in my life. I was just looking for some puzzles to play at the beginning of the day to get my brain going. Or at the end of the day to help wind down. And I think it did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, I could see why you would be like, oh, it's not Portal. But I wasn't trying to compare it.
Yeah, they're not even in the same class.
Ouch. Ouch. What do you think about Cube?
I have not played it.
Okay, well, you're also going to hate that.
Okay.
Because it's not Portal.
Oh, I want to play it.
Well, and I also had a lot of fun because I played Portal with Thomas. And we actually did not kill each other playing that game. Huh? We actually did really well playing that together. Unlike
Portal 2?
Here. Yes, Portal 2. Sorry, I should have clarified. Yes, Portal 2.
I played that with my wife as well.
It was I didn't realize that was a multiplayer.
It's split screen co-op.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you played with your wife, Nate?
Well, that's a personal question. No, my wife is not a gamer, so every now and then she'll play some Fruit Ninja or something with me. I did pull her in to do a ridiculous achievement in Fruit Ninja. I think I've pulled her into one or two other games, but she mostly likes phone games. She'll play like those types of I don't want to say Bejeweled, and I don't want to say like 3 matches. She likes word games on her phone, and I haven't really found a good Xbox word game to kind of get her attention. But yeah, no, she's a phone gamer and I'm an Xbox gamer. So
you don't have her like doing SAF Gears Pop for you?
No, no, Gears Pop would not be, that is way too twitchy for her. She would, like I said, she prefers the word games. So, clues and figuring out words based on those clues, or shifting letters, that sort of stuff is really kind of her bag.
Well, you need to find something for her to play.
Well, like I said, the Fruit Ninja, we have a lot of fun with Fruit Ninja, and my daughter gets into the Fruit Ninja. So that sort of thing kind of gets everybody in.
Maybe like Costume Quest or something like that.
Maybe Costume Quest. We could probably get a rousing
Lego game.
You Don't Know Jack or something. We could probably get that going.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Right before recording, I popped in Condemned Criminal Origins, which was also on my random to-do list. And I somehow missed all the collectibles, which are these dead birds, on the 3rd level. And I was up to the 8th level. And I popped that achievement. Level didn't take very long. And after I got that one, NBA Kirkland messaged me, and he said, "Did you peek at your list?" I said, "Oh, I'm going to talk about it on the show." And then, in the Random Duelist channel, Fug said, "You definitely looked at your list." So it took this achievement from Condemned for randomly doing something in the third stage to clue them in on the fact that I'm not using the scavenger hunt anymore. Meanwhile, I've done like 6 or 7 since. I thought it was funny. And then Chin threw me under the bus and said that he did it for me. So, no more scavenger list. I like the idea, but you definitely have to curate your list in such a way where maybe games with less achievements or more obvious story things to go for. So, I see discussion in the room now. People are talking about doing it next month. I assume it'll still be an option next month if people want it, and then they could just opt out of it.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not sure. I honestly looked at my list once, and I'm just now looking at it, and I've gotten 3.
Really? By accident?
Yeah.
That's a thing that happens sometimes.
Yeah, and clearly people are just kind of over it because, yeah, to be in the top 10, one person only has 6, the other person has 11. Like, yeah, I think people definitely had some severe burnout from RTDL.
Well, yeah, I think Scavenger Hunt is a way slower pace and much less scoring if you're actually playing it that way. But yeah, I obviously wasn't playing it because I was playing Fallen Order this month. That was kind of my goal, and I've really been enjoying not playing the contests. So
I keep that up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I was playing Condemned, I'm like, I really just need to focus on these campaigns and get them done. Maybe in 2020, we'll see. Stupid razzle dazzle, stupid contests. 12 Days of Christmas coming up, as Freem hinted. So yeah,
not so subtly.
Yeah, so I like all those things, the community events.
That is one contest that I definitely will participate in. Yes. I look forward to that. I
do as well. I kind of mildly killed my completion percentage for that one last year.
Oh, sorry, you're up to 98%. You're down to 97 now.
94.
Oh, Sarah. Stop it. Just stop. So, Koosh, I noticed in the Discord, you guys are always talking about these quests. Can you explain a little bit more about those?
Yeah, so if you have Game Pass, you know that there are weekly Game Pass quests, and there's an additional kind of meta for that, where if you get every week in a row, I think you get a bonus for 10 weeks in a row, 20 weeks in a row. That's the streak that I keep. I don't keep daily. I don't keep daily achievement streaks, but I do keep those Game Pass streaks going. I think I just hit 20 weeks. So that was like a 1,500 point bonus for that. And I've been enjoying those, like going in and getting the stuff that I want to get from those. But they have started to roll out a new system to insider rings. So if you can get in, I think it's any insider ring. So if you can get in like to the Gamma or Delta or something like that, I think you see these as well. And what they are is they are testing out a new type of quest. They have daily quests, they have weekly quests, and they have monthly quests. The monthly quests for the most part are get so many dailies, get so many weeklies. But then they also have game-specific quests. Some of those are, get an achievement in this, and some of them are do a thing in a game. So, example, Rocket League, get 5 goals, get 5 blocks. There's no achievement for that after you've already gotten it. And that was kind of one of the major complaints that people had, or that I certainly had, and I think other people did as well, with these Game Pass quests is, well, okay, I've beaten that game. I've gotten the full completion. How, that doesn't help me. You've got a quest for a game I've already completed. I can't get any points. Well, they've kind of gotten around that by saying, okay, some games we can track, how many goals you have. So if you beat that, if you increase your goal count by 5, that's worth points. So I saw that that was a weekly, which just passed. And the funny thing about the weeklies is they seem to roll over on a Tuesday, and the monthlies roll over on a Tuesday as well. So not really sure what's going on. And maybe they'll fix that once it goes into general release, and it'll just be at the start of the month and the end of the month. I don't know. But then there's things like I have one for the month to go in and get a single achievement in Sea of Thieves. So, so if you want to try this out and get some of these Microsoft Space Bucks, that hopefully they'll bring out a hot deal and you can get $5 gift cards so you can apply to your account, along with your Bing rewards and all that. It's just another way, hopefully, to fund your gaming habit. So if you want to get extra points, and keep in mind, these are extra points over what you can currently get in the Game Pass Quest if you aren't on an insider ring. I think it's very easy to get on the insider ring. You just do a quick search for it and online, and I think it'll show you how to apply for it. And I got in, I didn't do anything special. I just requested and I got it. And then I've slowly been moving up the rings. But yeah, I would check that out if you like money.
I do like money. I did not know about this, so this tickles my fancy.
Yeah.
One of those
check it out.
Yeah, because like Kenny, I'm one of those gamers that fund it almost exclusively through Bing rewards. So,
and if you're worried about insider rings and them pushing, new system updates to you, the lower level rings, they don't really affect you so much. I know earlier on, like if you were up in like the alpha ring or the beta ring, they could reset your console as you were playing. And I don't think they do that anymore. I could be wrong, but for the most part, I don't have my consoles that high up. I just have them in like I said, the lower tiers, the Delta, the Gamma, just because you do get earlier access to things typically shortly before they're rolled out. So you're not seeing them months ahead of time. You're seeing them, weeks or days ahead of time. So hopefully this will be coming out in general release and you won't have to go, jump through the insider rings. But if you want to get points now, I definitely go check it out.
All right.
I noticed when I booted up Human Fall Flat earlier that said something like Game Pass Quest ready to be redeemed.
Oh, interesting.
Or something like that. So that's a thing that I've seen in quite a few times now.
Okay, so yeah, some of that might be leaking through.
Ew.
Because you're not in a special ring, right?
Okay.
Yeah, are you in a special ring now?
You got to fix your depends. I don't think so. I might be.
Did you sign up for rings?
Maybe a long time ago. Why is that not a thing for everyone? I don't know.
No, you have to. Yeah, you have to sign up to get on the Insider Hub. I think that's the first thing you can do is download the Insider Hub app on your Xbox,
have that.
And then I think from that you can apply. And I think they let you into the lowest ring.
All right, cool.
Yep.
So
I'm definitely not in this ring club, but yeah. Sorry, Al, go ahead.
Do you have any ring pops? Those are good.
Don't think I've had one in about 13 years.
That's very specific.
I haven't even worn my wedding ring in like a year.
What? Why?
Well, there's this thing called pregnancy. Then my hands swelled. And...
There's a thing called pregnancy. Yeah, you don't want that to happen again, so you got to keep that ring on. Oh, so you're saying your hand got too big to keep it on? Is that the lie you're going with?
Sure.
You just want to flirt. I understand.
Yes, that's why
totally
I came on here tonight, was to flirt with Nate. So
I could see he's squirming in his seat right now. I think
he's adjusting his chair. What was it?
Yeah, I'm adjusting my chair. I'm adjusting my mic.
His mic has risen since you've been talking.
Oh my.
On that note, some big news came out yesterday, I think. Halo Reach achievement list was announced. We don't have a foof to pick on about this, but I didn't look too closely at the list, but I did see that it's 100 achievements for 1,000 Gamerscore. Thanks, guys. So Michelle and I actually have two people who suck that are not in the community, but they are our Halo friends that we went through Halo 3 and 4 and ODST with on the Master Chief Collection, so we're going to see if they're going to come out of retirement to play Reach with us. The two of them are crazy and actually completed Master Chief Collection, which takes a ridiculous amount of skill. The one interesting thing is that there's another lasso achievement in Reach, and a lot of people got those in a kind of a not so legitimate way with the other games. They were handed out like checkpoints. That was when Halo Master Chief Collection first came out. There was forums for that. You just went into people's games and you popped the achievements for doing nothing. So we'll see what kind of thing happens for Halo Reach. I'm looking forward to it. You guys are very quiet. Guys.
Halo's not really my bag.
I like 3. Somebody started Reach on my tag, and I tried to get as much as I could out of it. Like, I'm just so bad at it.
It was good. It was good at the time, but the flat textures, the repeated, every room is the same, and
backtracking. But
yeah.
And
the levels are just the pathing in them is just so bad. It's
I agree. I hear you.
I'm just not good at shooters. That's just what it comes down to. Like, I can't even I'm struggling to get the achievements for the daily challenges in Halo Reach. I would need like a crew to Sherpa me through for the entire week.
All right. You can make it happen.
Your buddy Prue.
That's true.
He loves his Halo.
Okay, I'll have to hit up my BFF Prue.
All right, Prue. We mentioned you way too many times on this episode. Prue.
Boo.
Boo. Prue. Hashtag Willing and Dealing. Nate, you got any tabs open?
I do have some tabs open.
Like my Foof impersonation?
I was going to ask if that was a Kenny impersonation.
I will blast through these pretty quickly. Ukulele on Win 10 is $10 down from $40. It's 1,000 gamer score for 1,689 TA. It's a platformer. You probably already know about it. It is not. Oh yes, it is a stack. So you can get 2,000 gamer score if you have both the Xbox and the PC versions. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is $4 down from $20.
Good.
It's 1,000 gamer score, 2,936 TA. It's about 15 to 20 hours. This is listed as a shoot 'em up. I don't really think of it as a shoot 'em up. I think of it kind of as like a party
chest
Lara
puzzle.
is known for her chest.
Shooter action thing. It's fun to do in a group. And especially if you get saucy in your group, it's a lot of fun. The challenge, the achievements are based on challenges in particular dungeons and also progression, just making it all the way through. It's a fun game if you get 4 people together. Some of the challenges might actually be easier solo. And you can see all that in the solutions, I think. But that is a fun time. And then one that I haven't played, Scribblenauts Mega Pack. This is $10 down from $40. It's 1,000 gamer score. I would have expected it to be 2,000 gamer score because it is, I believe, 2 Scribblenauts games together. It is 2,742 TA and it's listed as Puzzle Party. If you're not familiar with this game, it's basically you have a little scenario you have to complete, and what you can do is you can summon in different, I think one of them is DC superheroes and things like that, and you can basically summon in objects to the scene and try to accomplish the goal. Like for instance, you might have to get over this wall, so you summon in a ladder, or you summon in Superman and have him fly you over the wall. I probably did a horrible job of explaining it, but if you go online, look for a video, maybe this is something that would be interesting. What about you?
Is it my turn, or is Els going to talk about his? Okay. So one I actually have already bought and picked up is Bear With Me, The Lost Robots. It's $2.49 down from $4.99.
Oh, it's Bear the animal. Oh.
Now, did you notice that the collection's on sale too?
I did, but I didn't see any difference in them that I'm aware of.
So the collection, I believe, is the same $5 roughly, but it would get you both Bear With Me and Bear With Me, The Lost Robots.
I thought I bought the Lost Robots.
Well, you can buy Lost Robots separately. I could be wrong because I was just looking. I haven't bought these yet myself, but I'm definitely looking at it. I think they are 2 different games. Bear With Me and Bear With Me, The Lost Robots, both worth 1,000 gamer score. And the combo will get you both. And I think it's like $7. But there's definitely a deal on The Lost Robots.
Yes, that's the one that I bought. And the reason I bought it, because it is point and click. So,
yay.
Yes, I was right up my alley. And my other 2 recommendations, I didn't bother writing the price or anything, but Stacking and Costume Quest, I believe most people have played these, but they're really, really good games. And yes, I know they're old arcade 200 pointers. Wait, those are both 400 pointers, aren't they, at that point in the 360 era?
Stacking is 200.
Okay. But either way, both are really good games. If you haven't played them, you should probably get them. And if you are Foo Cuddly Poof and have not played Costume Quest yet, you need to get on that because you like RPGs.
So, Nate, remember when you used to talk about Guacamelee all the time?
Mm-hmm. But then I was told not to. There's a restraining order, I believe.
Fine, I'll do it. Guacamelee 2 is on sale. Get it. Get it now. There, I said it.
Is that your only recommendation?
Guacamelee 2 with all the DLCs is $5.62. Jeez.
I just asked if that was your only recommendation.
Well, now I'm recommending the DLC also for like 62 more cents. $5 without it. There's a lot of ACA games on sale.
Gross.
For Win 10. Gross. They're all the same. Cross swords. Shenmue 1 and 2. Is that its own stack too? Holy cow, it is.
I'm very confused by this. Bear with me. So,
still trying to figure that one out, huh?
Well, it's weird because there's a game and then there's a bundle, and it says that it's got a previous episode with it, but I don't see any achievements that look like they're DLC. I can't tell if that's because TA changed the way DLC achievements look. I'm not sure. So definitely don't go by what I said. Do your own research.
Or just do what I did and buy the standalone game for $2.50.
That might be the way to go.
So you're looking at the complete collection, features all previously released episodes as well as the new prequel, The Lost Robots.
Yeah. That's what I'm unsure about.
Interesting.
And plus there's only one game listed as Bear With Me on TA.
Yeah, so on the forums,
the complete collection unlock, whatever that means.
1,000 Gamerscore, which version? And someone replied and said the cheap version is all you need. So yes, spend as little money as you can for the 1,000.
Okay.
Or you can friend somebody that it's named Bear with a Hat. When I went to go search for Bear With Me for the game, a user on TA came up as username is Bear with a Hat.
And he's just giving out the game.
Sure. Or maybe he's related to Haton90. But this bear has one hat.
Anyway, if you want easy gamer score, I know for a fact that Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters, and Aero Fighters are all pretty damn easy. And Doodle God games are also on sale.
And those are fun.
Those are nice and easy on the PC because you can use mousies instead of controlleries. Mousies! Alright, that was sales. Game Pass games are leaving, but I guess we talked about that last week. But I think the only one that I would want to try is Abzu Win 10 version. Get that one out of the way.
Yeah, I definitely recommend those. If you haven't done them, they are pretty quick.
And they're very pretty.
I just don't know if my computer can handle it. That's my only thing. But I guess we'll find out.
I played it at Achievement Fest after having a few drinks.
Oh, little ab-brewskis.
Yeah, Triple Triad had it set up on his big fancy computer there, and
hi, Philip. That's for you.
Thanks. Yeah, and that's when I got to know Death and Glory, because I got to sit next to him and we chatted about all sorts of things. He is a delightful guy as well.
Like besides Death and Glory? Or did you only talk about Death and Glory? Or the glory of death? And then Death Dealers was hanging out nearby and just made it all confusing. So she dealt with death.
She actually was nearby.
Oh my gosh, you see? You need to go to one of these fest thingies.
Yes. You guys definitely need to come to Achievement Fest.
I think I would probably be kicked out really soon. I'd probably just go around to everyone saying, "You're using a guide for this? God, shut up, Alan." It'd be really worth it. And then I'd be playing a game using a guide myself. Because I'm hypocritical. Good times.
How far of a drive would it be from Maryland to Indiana, Koosh?
Probably too far. Indiana is, I want to say it's like an 8-hour drive. When I go to visit my brother, I think it was 8 hours, maybe 10.
I'm typing it in my Waze right now, not that you asked me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did check it was something like, all right, this says 11 hours.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you might have to rest every now and again.
Well, before the wife and the kid, that was something I would do in just one straight shot. Now I probably wouldn't go. It's a big headache to get out. So I probably will not be doing an Achievement Fest anytime soon.
Aww is correct. Are we talking about contests?
That's what she said. Sorry, I was reading from the script.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're reading from the script, you would say, #contests. Just punch it. That's what she said.
You forgot the hyphen in there.
There's a hyphen in there. And then there's another hyphen that says, complete your long dormant, nearly complete games. Chewy has not talked this up in a while, but he came up with this awesome idea in which the idea is to complete a game that you haven't got an achievement in a year or more. So get those done. Random to-do lists, as I said earlier, I guess that's coming to an end soon for the November one. December one is coming up soon. If you'd like to join, go to the Random To-Do List channel in our Discord. Hit up Chindokta from the Real Gamerscore podcast, and he will tell you all about it as well. Hashtag Gamertag Challenge. We are coming up on the end of November, which is Doughboy. Freeman did that a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably go into the winners next week or the week after, knowing us. And
that way, the Doughboy winner can also get their prize the same time as me, who won last month.
Take it up with Fufu.
You definitely.
Take it up with Fufu. Just a quick note for the Doughboy challenge, the one for the screen cap of you sharing a link to someone's Extra Life campaign. If you guys could go ahead and put that in your sheet, your tab sheet, that would make sure that Matriarch will not miss it. I think we said before to post it in the channel. It's probably going to get lost. Please, if you've taken one, just find it and put it in the spreadsheet so it's a little bit easier and we don't accidentally miss a 5-point draw for you.
And I believe you get 50 extra points if you send her a duck pic. Is that correct?
Not confirmed, but you could try.
And I have more than 3 entries this month.
Woo! Nice. So you've heard it. pTart's going to win. She's put in more than the 3. So
I got one of the bonus achievements.
Nice.
And December's gamertag will be Officer Zero.
Mm-hmm. Officer Zero, if you're out there, we have not been able to get in contact with you about what your game of the month is going to be. So
we get to pick?
Yeah, well, if we don't hear back from you soon, then yeah, we're going to have to pick something.
It's going to be ours. It's going to be ours. It's going to be ours.
We'll pick something.
But it's yours.
The bonus that we've decided for Officer Zero are 0 point or 0 Gamerscore achievements earned in the month of December.
That is very brilliant.
So after you complete Officer Zero, the gamer tag, you can get bonuses by completing 0 Gamerscore achievements. And then, like we said, the bonus game, we're not sure yet, but we will have it announced next week for sure, one way or the other.
Has to be a game about cops, like L.A. Noire, Doubt. Hashtag GTASCTT Thingy 2019 with a hyphen in the middle. Happy now, Sarah?
Yes, I am.
Good.
I do like the bonus for the week. Hyphen, week 22.
Sadly, I know exactly what it is off the top of my head. It is for your team to have a gamer score visible by 2019. These are always terrible.
Gross.
Yeah.
Number 1, because someone has to make their gamer score uneven, and number 2, because once you get it to that point and you have to feasibly stop gaming, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, at some point
we don't like
have
this
to
one.
Decide, okay, now we're not going to play anymore for the week.
Yeah, it's a streak killer too. And I know streaking is very important for L.
It is. Yeah, so unless you go for it the last day, you could miss out on a streak. But I don't think we're going to go for it this week. But you never know. Check on Sunday and see where we're at. And in terms of eliminations, Mad Eye Pet Eye was eliminated from the team side. Nice showing, though, Mad Eye. And Kooshmoose, what happened, bud?
I got my badge.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Once I got my badge, it was all gravy. So
house money.
This is where the gravy train ends, apparently.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you. No tears. And our team is still going. I'm not really sure why. We're not terribly considered with going the distance. So I will keep on going as long as my team wants to keep going. But yep. Congratulations, everyone's still in it.
We're going the distance.
Which team are you on? Or what is your team name again, Koosh?
Is it the team that has no name?
Team name pending?
Team name pending.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, I wanted to see. Do we know about, is the Vroom Vroom, are Vroom Vroom still in it?
I believe so.
Okay. Whew. That's what I care about.
Okay. Because that's a great team name.
Now I need to know.
I'm also looking it up.
I don't see. Of course, I'm not typing Vroom properly.
Oh, you mean the NASCAR drivers be like Vroom? Yeah, they're still in.
Yeah, they're still in. Okay.
It's not Vroom, it's Vroom.
It's Brum. Yeah, Brum. Okay. Okay, good.
You guys are crazy. All right. Hashtag Brag Camp. Proclamation Point apparently is not cool enough to say anymore.
Well,
notice I said it anyway.
I was going to say, they're not here. You can just say it.
Yeah, at this point, Corey's usually asleep. Philip Wendell has reached a milestone of 200 completions.
Woo!
And I forgot what he hit it with. He mentioned it was something that we talked about on this show. Go research it, Koosh. Completion percentage. R56 Cooper has reached a milestone of 28%. Wow. Thank you for putting this on here, Foo.
Yeah, why is that on there?
Doesn't end in a 5 or a 0?
I think I wrote not pretty on his feed about that.
Well,
is that even does he have the real settings with that measly 28?
Matter. Speaking of people who don't matter, Iron Fist of Snuff has reached a milestone of 64%. Just kidding. We love you, buddy. You host that BCM thing that was pretty awesome in January, and then no one cares anymore. But he's still at it, and of course I'm obviously joking. It's a cool contest. Better completions matter. He's already talking about next year's contest, and we still have last month to go. And then, of course, Big L finally reached 70%. Finally. Sarah wrote kinda pretty, or some kind of sarcastic nonsense.
Was it the real settings, though?
I do have the real settings.
Okay, way to be a man and have the real settings.
I, of course, do. And then, of course, you know what happened right after I hit 70%?
You dropped down to 69.
I dropped down to 69 because Halo Reach came out with 100 new achievements. Thanks, Halo Reach. But I guess I could stay at 69 forever. Giggity. And that would be okay. I'd be okay with that. Steaks!
We're going steaking.
This is something that I guess is never going away. Reset 42, 25 days. Freemhole, 25 days. Chronos, 25 days. And Wheezy Fuzz, 25 days. And from that number, we go to Carnage, 2,200 days. And Matism, 2,200 days.
They started streaking together on the same day?
Well, they hit that streak within the same week. So I don't know if it's the same day necessarily, but the same week at least.
I've never seen them in the same place at the same time.
And Big L is there too, because Big L got 25-25, so I thought that was a cool number. So I'll put it there.
I hit 10 this week.
Yay. Good job. In Achievements 1, we have What the Fug with 13,500, Prue with 22,000, Carnage with 34,500, True Marvelous with 46,000, and Sangrias with 50,500 achievements. In Gamerscore, we have the only person that got Gamerscore this week was Philip Wendell, and he has reached a new milestone of 250,000.
Go Philip Wendell, not his real name.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's something else. I don't remember what.
It's Mr. Wendell to you.
Definitely.
pTart, you taking it?
All right, I can do that.
Do it.
TA score hyphen.
Oh boy.
Freak Servo has reached a new milestone of 115,000 TA score. Carpe Adam has reached a milestone of 200,000 TA. Toadstyle Venom, aka Stan, has reached a whopping 1.250 true achievement score. Are you happy?
I'm going to be really happy if you keep going.
Okay. Leaderboards, hyphen. Facial Lame Floor is now in the top 20 of the California True Achievement Leaderboard.
Now, is that a joke that you care to explain to us, or is that just an inside joke? It's
a private joke between Facial and I.
Okay, as long as he's okay with it, because he's very sensitive.
Oh, he's not sensitive.
Totally is.
Yeah, Facial and I go way back. He and I are good friends, so yeah, that's
not what he told me, but okay.
Kronos is in the top 5,000 of games played leaderboard.
Nice.
Reset 42 is now in the top 50 of New Zealand Gamerscore leaderboard for Windows role-playing.
Yeah. We have to check to make sure that's a real thing.
But there's 3 games that qualify for that?
On a Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, on a Thursday. That's correct.
Okay.
All the Chemco games are probably considered Windows role-playing, so there's a lot right there. There's probably more than you think. Probably
right.
20.
Am
I'm going to say 20.
Am I reading this last section?
You could read whatever you want.
Bring us home.
All right. Vayner Nonsense Leaderboards hyphen. Big L is now in the top 500 of the completed games leaderboard for Xbox One Metroidvanias.
Thanks, Jack Quest. Woo!
Gears Pop hyphen. Newest Gold Club members. We have Carpe Adam 79, Triple Triad 777, and pTartTX.
3 whales.
Actually, 2 of those are free whales.
It's RAM.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing that pops up when you say RAM. And today, if you notice, Adam was putting a space in between RA and AM so it would stop popping up. It's funny.
I actually ignored Discord today. Sorry.
Ooh, you sure did.
I did, yeah. If you notice, it was a lot less pink today.
I'm gonna have to change that.
Life
Ray
events.
J. Okay, you're fired. Ray J. Happy birthday! Celebrating your birthday on the 25th. And
I thought he was turning 25.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote give pTart prize. I wonder who that was. pTart.
Oh, I don't know a pTart. If only there was a pTartX, then you would have gotten your prize. Spelling matters.
There's no pTartX.
Biscuit. So I looked up what Philip Windows 200th completion was, and it was Human Fall Flat.
Oh.
So I guess that's a game we may have talked about on the show. And the last achievement he got was the Adventurer achievement. And I was trying to get this one actually before coming on as well. That's the one for walking. And the best way to do it is to set up 2 controllers because they both count. But if you use a rubber band or whatever, it still shuts off after 10 minutes. It's very annoying. So I don't know what to do there. Might actually have to pay attention to the screen. All right. Anybody want to say anything before we wrap up?
Community Spotlight.
Oh.
No, stop reading. Stop reading.
Bullet point.
I get into the dregs of the document. Nobody goes down there.
Nobody.
You guys yell at me for lack of reading.
Stop it.
And now I get in trouble for reading.
Yeah. The grooves are at the end, so just stop. Stop reading.
If you'd like to follow our social media exploits, we are on the Twitter at twitter.com/achievements101, the Mixer, mixer.com/ah101, the Discord, of course, is discord.io/ah101. My loyal subjects of the Patreon are going to be subjected to an extra 10 minutes of us babbling before we started, in which many swear words were uttered by Sarah and none by me. So that's going to be exciting to listen to. And with that said, class dismissed.
Woo-hoo. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Other sequential segment with Matriarch, X the Hero, and El Royo MJ. Love that guy.
Hey everybody! Welcome to another exciting episode of VSS. I know it's been a while, but you know what? It's just been a while. So, I decided to bring along the old gang. Oh my goodness, is all 3 of us here? Is X, are you there?
No, he couldn't make it, but y'all got me.
And, we'll take that. And, M, are you there? Maybe?
Oh, wait,
no?
I'm here.
Okay.
I made it.
All right. Man, so did y'all know the last time we recorded was in June? That was the last time we recorded together.
Oh, no way.
It is, yep.
That's crazy.
And I know, yeah, I think that might have been our 60th episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems kind of weird since, I think that might be about right. Anyway.
I think we didn't do this for 60. I think the last one we were together was 50.
Oh.
Which
Okay,
was about 6 months ago, so that was May? Early June?
Oh, yeah, I think you might be right on that. I don't know. Y'all have to go look in the archives. Well, anyway, as you may or may not know from what we're alluding to is, well, let's see, if they got together in 50 and then 60, well, guess what? This is the 70th episode, level 70. And so at VSS, we like to honor our favorite 70 gamer score, or, whatever level we're on. We just happen to be on 70, so of course we're honoring our 70 gamer score cheevos. So these are our top 2 picks to us personally. So we're not saying they're the greatest 70-point cheevos. There might be some just magical, wonderful 70-point cheevos out there in games that all 3 of us, we just don't play. # Forza. Now,
Forza. With a T.
So, anyhow, this is our only pick. These are our personal picks. So, send the hate mail in the proper direction. So, who's going to kick us off today? Em? Or, we haven't heard from you in a while, so why don't you get this ball rolling?
I certainly will. And it seems like I have a cold that decided to descend on me in the last 35 seconds. So if I'm clearing my throat too much or coughing, I think it's the nerves from all the time I've spent away from you two. How have you both been?
Well,
just splendid.
I'm doing pretty good right now. I finally made the last push to get to my 800K as of about an hour ago. So there you go. I finally sealed the deal on that.
Oh, congratulations.
Put it to bed. Yeah, thank you.
Should we expect the milestone musings?
Perhaps, yeah. I guess I could reflect on it right now. So it all began.
Okay, wait. We'll do that in another segment. But let's kick off some VSS. So it has been a while since I've joined you both. And I was kind of pondering that over the last couple days as I was trying to get my head together for this particular episode. And I was trying to figure out why I've been trying to figure out my place within VSS and not necessarily being there. Now, it's not entirely because you're both old men and go to sleep at 5 p.m.
True.
Whoa, 9 p.m.
9
I am not old.
Why would we go to bed at 5 and 5:30? I mean, Wheel of Fortune hadn't came on yet.
That's true. But I as I was going through it, I was trying to get my picks together for this and trying to write some stuff that was clever and fun. And then I realized that's not necessarily exactly where I'm most comfortable, but I do love recording with both of you. So I was trying to think about how we're all kind of positioned with each other and how I can make this work. And I really like alliteration. So it dawned on me, I'm like, we're kind of like 3 W's, the 3 of us. See, I view Elroy as sort of the wit of VSS with his constant puns and his use of languages to make different jokes. If you have something about a cat or a fish or a tree, that's it. It's going to be Pun City the whole time.
That is my wheelhouse.
So that's the wit of our trio. And then X is the whimsy of our trio. I mean, anyone who can magic up a panda at a second's notice when we need him to be here, that's some whimsical stuff right there. And that left me. I'm the last W. So I'm going to call myself the wisdom. So instead of trying to be super clever, because that's not really my deal, I'm going to talk numbers and figures. And that's how I got to my picks for today. So there's my logic. I hope that makes sense.
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. So in looking at the achievements I had to pick from, part of the issue with picking a 70 Gamerscore achievement is there frankly aren't all that many. And the other thing, and I don't know if you guys saw this when you were looking at memorable 70 Gamerscore achievements, is they largely come in from games that have low numbers of achievements in their list. So there's not a whole lot of stuff that really stands out. In fact, on my account personally, so remember, as you're listening to this, we're all talking about what we've done personally. I've popped about 21,000 achievements. Only 104 of them are worth 70 Gamerscore.
That is outrageous.
That is an awfully small pool to choose from.
Outrage.
I am just so outraged right now.
I know,
I'm
right?
just shaking.
I know. If I had more time, I would have looked at your numbers too, but I didn't. So in trying to figure out which one of these were memorable, I decided instead to go for numbers, because that's kind of my deal. And I'm going to highlight my highest ratio 70G achievement. Now, most of my 70 Gamerscore achievements are very low ratio, for the same thing I just mentioned before. They typically come from games that have a low number of achievements on their list and are typically easier, which is why I played them in the first place. But no, not this one. This is an 8.1 ratio achievement. Ooh. From Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight on the Xbox 360, and it's
that's very thematic. I hear there's like a new one of those. They finally decided to cash in on that.
It has nothing to do.
The rest of the words. I'm done. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm hoping some search engine optimization helps us when I mention a Frozen game in the show notes this week.
Oh man, way to sell those Frozen VSS. We'll just be Frozen today. I mean.
Yes, exactly. I'm sitting here with Olaf and some other male character, and I can be any one of the other ones. But
how's the weather up there? Is it frozen?
It's frozen. No, it's actually beautiful today.
Okay.
But that aside, this achievement is, once again, from Frozen, Freefall Snowball Fight on the Xbox 360. And the reason why that's important is because the game also was released on the Xbox One. Now, the Xbox One version released with the Core 1000, and then that was it. But the 360 version surprised and honestly upset us all who had it on our tags when it decided to add a title update and include achievements for that title update. Have either of you played this at all? It's one of these free-to-play games where the achievements aren't super easy, so...
Yeah, I played both stacks.
Okay.
I played the sequel, Brosen.
See, that's the wit I'm talking about right there. So, all right. Frozen is a free-to-play game. This means that you get a certain number of lives per day, and when you lose, or per set, and when you lose these lives, it takes a half hour for a life to regenerate. So you're going to spend a long time waiting around for lives. In order to track the title update on your profile, you have to defeat every winter level. But in order to beat the base game, you don't have to do that. So this leads to a situation where out of the 14,000 or so people who've actually tracked Frozen Freefall, only 226 have even started the title update. So it's not so surprising that when I finally beat the autumn levels, and that's the deal with this title update, is it comes with 90 new levels. 30 in the autumn section, 30 in the summer section, and 30 in the Halloween section. And each one of them's worth ridiculous Gamerscore. So it wasn't really particularly memorable, but it's notable in that it's worth a lot of TA, and it's the most recent 70 Gamerscore achievement that I earned. So, there it is. That's my first pick for today.
And how long did it take you to accomplish this daily grind of Frozen?
Well, Frozen Freefall is such that I'll play it a lot for like 2 weeks, and then forget about it for months and months, because you hit a wall, and sometimes you just have to come back when that happens.
Because so you gotta let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Or you could spend like $5.
Well, okay, so if you choose to do this, yes, you can spend $2.99 to open up the DLC levels, but you still won't pop any achievements because you have to complete stuff. So even taking the shortcut to get to it won't actually get you any Gamerscore or any achievements.
Huh, that I did not know.
Yeah, so don't spend the money. Just take the time to try to actually get through there. It's not worth the expense. It's honestly not worth the expense to even try, because the frustration you'll feel is not worth it. But it's good Gamerscore, or good true achievement score, so there's that much at least.
All right. Yeah, I'm not a completionist, really, so I saw the title update and couldn't be bothered to go back to it. So I didn't know all the red tape and asterisks surrounding it.
Yeah, it didn't take long to actually go through the title update to get that achievement done, but getting there is a headache. And the only reason I wound up playing it was because I was playing Dust on my 360. I was like, the 360's on. I'll play some Frozen. But I had my 2 weeks with it, and I'm done now. So we'll see what game brings me back there.
Awesome. All right. Well, did you want to go ahead and hit your other one while you're here, or you want to take a break? I mean, it sounds like your cold's kicking in a little bit.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy, actually. I don't know, do we want to go around in circles, or I'll just keep talking for another, 2 or 3 minutes?
Let's break it up. Break it up.
Go for it.
All right. Go for it, X.
All right, so, kind of like M, I didn't just I had sort of a system for picking my 70 Gamerscore achievements, so I didn't choose my most epic or my most difficult or satisfying or anything like that, but I went through my list. I didn't make a number, but it also wasn't too terribly many, and I just picked the ones that stood out to me the most. So as I scrolled through, I narrowed it down to like 6 or 7 that I opened up a tab for, to quote Koosh, and then I culled it down to my top 2, the first of which is True Detective from One Night Stand. Now,
that is the best furniture game on the market.
Of course, right? Don't be presumptuous in my reason for choosing this. It's probably not what you think. Just in case you don't know, One Night Stand, it's a Ratalaika game, so I feel like all our listeners know, because, Elroy and I have sold you on buying it. But if you are unfamiliar, it's a visual novel, I love visual novels, by the way, about a guy who wakes up in a strange woman's bed with no memory of the night before.
Well, that's a little judgmental of this woman. I mean, she was strange a little bit, but not really. I mean,
a stranger who is a woman.
Okay, thank you.
Nice. Nice.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I assume that's how, blackout drunk one-night stands go. But the achievement in question, True Detective, it's for going through and clicking on every interactable item in this woman's house. So, why did it stand out to me? I've never had a one-night stand, because, college was lame to me, I guess. But I imagine if I did, I like knowing my environment and where I am and things like that, so I would probably go through all of her stuff, because that's just what I think I would do. But then that got me thinking of other things that I've never done that are probably on some people's bucket lists. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's a list of things that I should probably do at some point, but I haven't, and I'm not going to. So, first one is one night stand, because I'm a married man. Bungee jumping, because I don't want to die. Skydiving, because I don't want to die. Running a marathon, because I don't want to die. And reading Moby Dick, because I don't want to die of boredom. And that was all I came up with. Because, I'm pretty open to things, I think. And,
X.
What?
Every man dies. Not every man truly lives.
Remember, you should be...
You should be dying to live. I just went William Wallace on you.
You should be dying to live, not living to die. Ooh, that's deep,
This
right?
got very philosophical.
Right? But yeah, I think I'm open to new things and new ideas, so there's really not that much that I can adamantly state I will not do. But those are 5 things. One night stand, bungee jump, skydive, run a marathon, and read Moby Dick. And an honorable mention.
Add crystal meth on there, too.
What? Well, I was thinking activities, not drugs.
Oh, okay.
Because I like my teeth, so...
Yeah, don't be
not
doing
any of this. Yeah, we're not driving past your trailer, don't worry. And anyway, honorable mention to something else I will never do, which is compliment Big L! Ha, ha, ha. Imagine if I laugh like that.
I guess we don't have to now. We have a sound clip.
There we go.
That's going on Foof's soundboard.
That's like Jabba, man. Bring me Solo and the Wookiee.
No, we established that you're not growling anymore, remember?
No, that was me. That was my Jabba impersonation.
That was... Okay. Elroy, what is your second choice?
All right. Well, my big old number 2. It's important to have a number 2 every day. And so my number 2 for the day comes from one that I got recently. And y'all have all these wonderful methodologies. I got nothing, man. I just picked 2 I like. So here you go. So my first one is from Letters Quest. And it is called, I don't know, Letters Quest Grim something or another. He's Journey through something remastered or something. Yeah, that one. So, from that game, there's one called Wakapeil.
Wakapeil?
Yeah.
No, I stole your joke. I'm sorry.
You spoiled the joke.
Oh, no, it just came to me when I was doing that.
All over it.
Man.
Oh, man.
We thought of it at the same time. He was a little quick to the trigger. That was nice. So, Wakapeil. And that is for earning 40 crystal stars. Again, not crystal meth. Now,
that's weird how much that's popping up.
I know, isn't it? And so this Cheevo, it's like an in-game achievement. So there's 40 stages, and each one has a crystal star. And so to access the crystal star, you have to beat the other 3 modes. Thus, when you beat the last crystal star, you have beaten the campaign completely and thoroughly. So there you go. That's kind of how the game's set up. So why is this memorable? Now, I was perusing the old TA the other day, and when I pulled up my account, I noticed, I got the little red dot or the green dot or blue dot. I don't know what, some kind of dot. I used to have a little number there above the inbox that showed me that I had mail, but now with the new, I don't know, there's little dots, and whatever dot it was, it showed me that I had some mail that was unread. So I was like, wow, okay. So I went in there. I don't get a whole lot of mail. And I have 4 unread messages. This was unheard of.
Whoa.
And yeah. And I hadn't gone on like an ACA spree. There wasn't a whole bunch of completions or anything like that. So they were all from TA, and they were telling me that I was challenged to a goal. And all 4 of them were no other than pTart.
And
it asked me if I wanted to accept these challenges. Now, the first one I came across was from Gnome's Garden, and it's the one that I have no interest in finishing. There's one of them that's like freaking hard, and there's no freaking way that you can pass all these stages. Like, you have to just be gnome person number 1. I mean, you have to know what you're doing with these gnomes. You can't. It's not casual at all. It's before you could turn the timer off, and you got to get 3 stars on everything. I think it's the first one.
It's the first or second one.
Oh gosh, it is not going to happen. So I had no interest of ever going back to that game, and I wouldn't do that to the Student Achievement Factory. So I declined that one, but yet it still appears on my feed for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, I declined that one. Now, another one was like Solitaire Collection, Microsoft Solitaire Collection. And I'm not really sure where the challenge in this is coming from because pTart is listed at 93% of the game completed, and I'm setting it just over 70%. And this is a game that takes some work. So I went ahead and accepted it. But, I don't expect to win it unless, I don't know, people get hit by buses all the time. I'm not saying I want pTart hit by, I'm just saying it could happen.
That would not be pretty.
Nice. And so I started thinking, that got me kind of thinking, well, that was kind of a weird challenge. And then the last one was from Letters Quest. Again, pTart had her typical 93%, and I had my typical 70%, but I thought I'd give her a real run for her money. Now, sidebar, I have since gone back and looked at all pTart's challenges, and what I found was a little troubling. And so I present to you the pTart intervention. pTart, you gotta stop doing this. You're challenging all these people to challenges that they have no chance in. So, for example, pTart, why are you challenging Fighter Chip to beat Microsoft Solitaire Collection? You have 93% of this game finished. He has 15% of it finished. Do you have any idea how many hours he's going to have to pour into that just to remotely catch up to you? pTart, beating Life is Strange 2 before both Kooshmoose and Matriarch? You're at 38.3% done. They're at 0%. Why are you making these challenges, pTart? You need to think of better challenges, pTart. And that is your intervention for pTart. Oh, and so let me get back to my choice here.
Wait, hold on. 1 second.
Okay, yes.
To be fair to pTart, her completion percentage is like 95%. So she doesn't have a lot of pickings out there where she's going to be picking games that she's done less in it than the person she's challenging. Just to put that out there.
Why are you enabling her?
I gotta, I gotta look at numbers. That's my thing.
Oh, that's right.
That's
the
what
wise
I'm staking my claim
spoken.
to.
All right, I wasn't going to chime in, but
yes,
pTart challenged me to a game completion challenge. And that one is actually in my favor because I'm at like 650 and she's at like 300 or 450. And it was complete more games than X the Hero. And that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, maybe in the future we can have pTart on for a special VSS where she talks about her top challenges that she completed over the past however long it was.
Do you mean hear the defense's opinion? No.
I was saying, yeah, this is so much more fun to talk behind her back here. Yeah.
Man. I tried.
You know what else is fun?
What else is fun?
That pixelated cheerleader ass.
Oh,
all right.
Was that 70 Gamerscore?
What game are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, so, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Letter Quest, yeah. So, anyhow, so I went ahead and accepted the challenge. And so I jumped into this game, and I spelled many a word, and I realized finally that I was going nowhere. Like, it's very difficult on your own accord to defeat all these monsters. It's very grindy. So I started looking at the solutions, and then lo and behold, there's an online unscrambler. I did not know this thing existed. So apparently people use it to cheat in Scrabble. I could see where someone's like, their turn's coming up and they got, oh man, I gotta go use the bathroom. And then they go in the bathroom, they type in all their letters, and then like they get every possible word that they could use with their letters. I don't know. Do y'all play Scrabble? There's a pro tip here.
Yeah, I do. But,
yeah, there you go.
Boo. Boo even looking for this. Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, Unscrambler. Yeah, so apparently people have repurposed this thing to cheat on Letters Quest cheevos. So there you go. Now, I was really skeptical of it, though, because you have, I think, 20 letters or 16 letters. I don't know, something like that. And so typing all these random letters in each time, I thought, this is no way that this is going to be faster than actually trying. Right? No, wrong. Now this Unscrambler, man, this thing is badass. It's like it was designed for this or something, you know, or like to unscramble words. It's like its mission in life. So I didn't expect it to drop like 13 letter words after 13 letter words, and those monsters, man, they were just getting like beating it was just bad, man. There was a bloodbath out there, and so my completion percentage was just flying off the charts here. I was like, man, I got a really good chance at this, but it turns out I didn't, because the evil pTart spies, they saw my influx of activity in the game, and they notified her of it. And then she finished it a few hours before I, would have. So, still memorable, though. Yeah, there you go.
All right. That would be memorable.
I'm glad we had that intervention.
You finished the game, too, right? So.
Yeah, I went ahead and finished it and got my completion there.
That's good.
She challenged me to that as well.
And if you ever play another game that has letters you need to unscramble in it, now you know about the unscrambler. So
yeah, every once in a while, my family breaks out the old Scrabble board. I'm going to try to do this and just be ridiculous with it.
And that's only 7 letters. I mean, imagine how much easier your life is going to be.
I'm gonna be like, man, I ate something that didn't agree with me, and like every time my turn comes up, I'm gonna hit the restroom and come out, and then spell all these letters that start with a Q and an X and all this other stuff.
They're gonna accuse you of speaking to all these fancy Northeasterners too much.
Yeah, shoot. Yep.
I can just see it. It's gonna be like dog, cat, awesome on the board, and then Elroy's gonna come in with like anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah. How is that even possible?
Man. I do remember a couple of the words. Moosewood. Anybody know Moose had a wood? Like he got. I know, I thought I was pretty knowledgeable with botany and everything, but I never heard of moosewood. I don't know. So moosewood is in fact a word. And then kvetching. I'd never heard of kvetch.
Oh, that's just you not being from this part of the.
Oh man,
I never heard of that. It's a Yiddish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one says that up here or down here. I guess.
Down there,
I don't know.
yeah.
Man, I was the first I ever heard of that, and I was like, KV. I was like, that doesn't even make sense, man. And so there you go, kvetching or kvet. Is that? Am I saying it right?
Kvetch.
Yeah. Okay.
Kvetch, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, now that we've what the educational segment of the show
yes,
is done.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry. I had
Did you play like
telemarketer call
to celebrate that you added a new word to your vocabulary? All right, I'm gonna move on forward and talk about my second pick for this special edition of VSS. So I did some more looking at the numbers for the achievements that I have earned that are worth 70 Gamerscore. And I noticed a bit of a trend. So over 104 achievements, there are 41 games represented, which sounds like it might be pretty good, right? Including that Letter Quest achievement that you mentioned, because that's a game I have played and finished. But when you dive a little deeper, even though there are 41 games represented, 3 of those games account for 31 of the 104 achievements that I got. And that's because their lists just have lots of 70G achievements. And these would be Tetris Escape, and then Playdead's 2 games, Limbo, the Xbox One version, and Inside. So I decided I'm going to narrow it down to this pool because I remember Limbo and Inside very well, and there's really nothing from Tetris Escape that's that memorable. But I'm going to pick one of these achievements. And the achievement I wound up picking from among those games that I felt was very memorable was the Wrong Way achievement from Limbo. Now, X, I know you've played this game, and I'm pretty sure you have too. You know the achievement I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, aren't they the same game, basically? Just, crappy black and white game. Limbo, or that's where you just go the wrong way off the screen or something, right?
Right, exactly. It's an achievement for... So the achievements in both Limbo and Inside are mostly missable. They involve going and exploring certain areas that are off the beaten path and finding, in the case of Limbo, eggs, and in the case of Inside, I'm not even sure what they are, but you had to pull them apart and make light shine. So in Limbo, the reason why this achievement was so memorable is because we've all played video games, right, for our whole lives. And generally, if you see something on a 2D platform and you know you're supposed to go right, what's the first thing you do?
You go left.
You go left. You check to see what's there. In fact, I remember an episode of the main show with the panel that Koosh was telling a story about how his daughter started to play a game and she immediately went left. She learned. She knew. That's what you do. You check for these things. So this achievement's particularly memorable because you actually got rewarded with a 70 Gamerscore achievement just for going left. And thankfully, there was an Xbox One port, because if we're talking about the 360 port, it was only worth 10 Gamerscore, because the whole game was only worth 200G.
Oh, Elroy, you're killing the man.
It's okay.
I don't think I did the 360 one, man. I don't think it. But sidebar, you can do the go left thing on Albert and Otbro, and you get a little Cheevo too.
Right. Well, Albert and Otbro was clearly sort of an homage to Limbo, so it's not surprising that they did something kind of in that vein. So, and
there's that one game where you the woman gets torn to pieces, and you have to throw your dead body everywhere. And that one got one too.
Adventures of J.J. Mechfield, and the Island of Memories.
Yeah, I think that one has one on there too, where you have to go left, but
it's not 70 Gamerscore, so that's why it didn't get shouted out here today. But yeah, it's always cool when games sort of acknowledge the way that they know that we play and give us an achievement for doing that. And just one final note as we're here. I did put all my achievements in a list just to see which one was actually the easiest 70 Gamerscore achievement. Actually, I just use TA generally, and the easiest 70 Gamerscore achievement actually does come from Tetris Escape. So that's just the one for doing your first transformation into a Tetronimo, or Tetramino, because I think Tetronimo is Tetris's word, and they'd probably get sued or something.
It's no Frozen, that's for sure.
That is not, no, it's definitely not Frozen. But if you wanted a real easy 70 Gamerscore achievement to celebrate our 70th episode, just boot up Tetris Escape. You'll get that one, and there are about 6 or 7 more to find after that. And I'm done.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were segueing into something there.
Nope, just segueing into X's turn.
Right. The one in the lady that throws her dead body everywhere, that was called Wrong Way. Homesick. And then it's only worth 50 Gamerscore, though. So, and then the one on Albert and Otbro was 25. So if you just load up those 3 games and just go left, what we're talking here, so 70 and then 50, 145-ish, 145 Gamerscore for just going left. That's fantastic.
Well, and then if you play Limbo on the Xbox 360, you get another 10 Gamerscore for that too.
155.
Yeah.
Daggum.
The days when 155 points in a day was a lot of points in a day.
It's true.
All right. So, my number one. Like I said before, my choices were just the ones that stood out, not any particular reason or whatever. But the one that stood out to me the most was a feat of meteoric proportions, just for completing Final Fantasy VII. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, except Final Fantasy VII was one of my first gaming loves, and then I got to play it again with achievements, which made it better.
Very nice.
So then I was like, whoa, X, what if all the other cool games from 1997 that you loved growing up had achievements? Wouldn't that be awesome? What even are those games? So I went on to the Bing and found that these are the games that I was playing in 1997 and probably into 98 that I think should be remastered with achievement. So in no order, my top 5 games of 97, other than Final Fantasy VII, are Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, the original Fallout, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Croc Legend of the Gobos. So
I am not familiar with that last one.
Really? Oh, yeah. It's like a cheesy kid's platformer. You're a crocodile.
He made it up. It's a croc.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, man.
But, if those were remastered with achievements, that would be great. Obviously, Star Fox and Diddy Kong Racing aren't going to happen, but Bethesda, like, you like money, so why haven't you, like, ported the original Fallouts? Actually, apparently they don't like money because they keep supporting Fallout 76, but that's a topic for another day. So I wanted to give a quick honorable mention to Doom 64, which I also played, which is getting achievements soon, and Crash Bandicoot 2, Age of Empires, Oddworld, and Abe's Odyssey, because those have already all been remastered. So, yay, childhood memories.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on the Doom one. Doom 64 was a hot pile of garbage or burning pile of dumpster on a hot summer day, or it was some combination of some heat and some trash. That's all I got to say.
Let me defend my position. I was a mere 7 years old, and that was the goriest, most violent thing I'd ever encountered. So of course I wanted to play more of it. Oh
man, I tried. Like, I played it on just the PC. Played the Doom 2, and yeah, man, it's like I was like all excited for it to come out in 64, and man, I couldn't control the thing, man. I couldn't see where I was shooting at. It seemed like I was constantly like looking at the floor or something, and I don't know. I just couldn't get it down. So maybe your 7-year-old self was better at adapting than I was. I don't know.
I think also my 7-year-old self didn't know what a bad game was at that point in time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's definitely something to be said for that.
I guess I just didn't have patience for it. I mean, I was 35 years old, so I don't know.
You old fart.
Shoot.
But that's all I got. Short and sweet.
Right on.
Yeah, come on, world. Give me Star Fox 64 with achievements. Give me Final Fantasy Tactics with achievements. That would be lit, yo. That's what the kids say.
Do they, though?
They do, unfortunately.
With the yo at the end also?
Yeah, yo.
No, they're just at the point where they say it ironically when they know adults are listening.
Yeah, and I know what they also say. They say Frozen, because Frozen is in theaters now.
Frozen 2 is in theaters now, you scrub.
Oh, well.
That's right.
Some
so Frozen, what Elroy Frozen is your top Frozen achievement Frozen?
Well, that is a good Frozen question. So, number one, I thought long and hard on it, and no, I didn't. I just thought this was another good one. So, it comes from Quest of Dungeons. Have y'all played Quest of Dungeons?
That sounds like a super generic, like, browser game that you play when you're 12 years old on dial-up internet.
Yeah, Quest of Dungeons. It is a generic dungeon crawler 2.0. I don't know. It is. But anyway, the achievement was called Gold Collector. Collector, and it's for collecting 500,000 gold. So it's aptly named, right? And so I got this RTDL achievement on during the team contest not too long ago in the RTDL, where the awesome possums kicked the poo out of everyone. That's right, we did. Let people know. So anyway, this isn't about the awesome possums, so let me get back to Quest of Dungeons. Now, it is a dungeon crawler that has permadeath. Now, you die and you don't come back. You don't walk it off. You don't rub any dirt in it. You're dead. So there's approximately 8 floors. I can't remember, to be honest. I think it was 8 floors. It might have been 7 or 6. Yeah, somewhere around there. So it's approximately 8 floors, and the enemies on each floor get progressively more difficult. So you start at the top floor, and it just kind of works like most dungeon crawlers. Now, it's not time-based, it's like turn-based, right? So a lot of people, those Quest Dungeons rookies, they come into it and try to play it fast, but no, you gotta take your time on this game. So, like, every time you move, then all the enemies move, then you move, then all the enemies move. But if you just hold down the left stick, it looks like you're moving constantly. It's a little jumpy, but it looks like, real time. But if you stop, they stop. So it actually is time-based. So there you go. If you're trying to try this game, make sure to keep that in mind. Now, the thing so you get to the 8th floor, you kill the final boss, and you win a lantern. Yeah, a lantern.
I like lanterns.
Yeah, well, you get a lantern, and that wins the game for you. So,
wow.
Yeah, and so there's only one character that's any good. It's the assassin archer. I think it's an assassin character that shoots, because with it being turn-based, you walk into a room and you shoot an enemy, and then that was your turn. So then they move a step closer to you. Then you shoot them again. Then they move a step. So you basically get 6, 7 free shots on them. and by the time they get up close to you where they can hurt you, and you just kill them, right? So the assassin's the good character, and then there's a couple of worthless characters, but the most worthless of all is the necromancer. Like, we're talking Storm Boy worthlessness.
Oh God, Mr. Percival.
Storm Boy might be the necromancer. Like, he's just put a cloak on, and then it's so bad. So this necromancer, let me tell you about this necromancer. That was the actual achievement that I got for the RTDL, in which the Awesome Possums destroyed everybody. So it's a very annoying character. So it like jumps. Okay, so everything on the screen's kind of moving normal, but this thing, like, its little animation sequence, when you take a step, it's like it's hopping, and so it's kind of hypnotic and nauseating at the same time. You'll know when you try it, and so. You have to beat the game with it. And the stats on the Necromancer, I don't know what it was. I think it was an added character, but it's terrible. It's a terrible character. And so when you get into the game, the enemies have one kryptonite in the game. It's not what you would think. Anybody want to take a guess? It's not Cemetery.
I know nothing about the game, so...
Yeah. And the last time we had to guess, it didn't go very well.
It is doorknobs. Yes, doorknobs. Anybody had that? You win. It is basically you run into a room and there's something in there that can kill you. And so if you just simply close the door, first you look at them, you lock eyes with this thing. It sees you. You see it. If you move, it's going to move towards you. And there's nothing you can do other than close the door. And then as you close the door, it just sits there and it's heartbroken because it will never get a chance to kill you. You will never see it again as long as that door just stays closed. So, doorknobs. I'm so glad they added doorknobs to the dungeon because it gets you out of some really tight spots. So if you open the door and there's a boss, and these bosses, they can kill you like super fast. And so you just close the door, it's like it never happened. So, I don't know, it's kind of a cool little mechanic. Doorknobs.
Interesting.
Yeah, who knew?
Are we familiar with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis?
Yes.
Yeah, so like you play Resident Evil 1 and 2, and then oh no, zombies chasing me, let me just go in this room and then I'm safe. And then like Resident Evil 3, and you're like, oh no, Nemesis is chasing me, let me just go in this room and I'm safe. Holy shit! He followed me and I'm dead!
Stars! Stars, right? They like yell stars at you. Man, that game was frightening. I remember that game.
The first time Nemesis follows you through the door, man.
And the music gets intense. Oh my god.
Literal shitting of the pants occurred.
Oh man, you ain't kidding. And he didn't play around either, man. So, yeah. That is a great game. But so is Frozen. Now, this game is it's memorable. Why is this a memorable one? So it's memorable because this game is one of those top 5 type games in drawing you into a false sense of security and then handing you your butt, right? So you think everything's going fine until it isn't. Yeah, you think you're unstoppable until you aren't. Like you wake up dead, and then all of a sudden there's a game over screen, and it's laughing at you with a sad organ that plays you off. Like literally, that's what happens. So you die, and it says game over, and it's like, whoa, and then there's like a little sad organ playing you off. It's I don't know. It actually made me like the game more, and so. This happened to me more times than I like to admit. So I got this necromancer all built up. I'm thinking, oh, this is easy, right? And so I'm just literally hopping along in the stages. And then all of a sudden, I just die. And the reason would usually be my fault because there's little quests that you can accept. So a little pro tip, don't accept those quests because it unleashes some monster into the dungeon floor that you're on that looks just like all the other, like, regular old run-of-the-mill monsters. And then all of a sudden he gets right next to you and then he punches you in the face and it's over. And so that happened to me at least twice. And so this achievement here for collecting 500,000 gold, I wasn't going for that achievement. I thought that once I beat the game with all the characters that I would just come back and grind that one out. And then the necromancer happened. And I kept dying and kept dying. I had so many flawless runs going and I let my guard down and I died. And then I started cheating a little bit. As soon as I died, I'd dashboard out and thought, well, maybe I can, run the permadeath part of it. I mean, it usually sends you back about, 5 floors. I don't know how it saves, but anyway, it was not going well for me. And so I finally got the 500,000 gold, like right before I beat it with the Necromancer. And so it took me that long to beat it with this silly thing. So if you're playing this game, don't.
Okay. Duly noted.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will follow your advice.
Yeah, cue organ and laughter.
Oh, is it like my laughter?
Oh man, that's good. Yeah. Well, there you go. I think that's it, right? Do we fill out a top 5 there? Kind of, sort of. Top
Yeah,
3,
I
top
think
2
so.
each.
I think we're
All
good.
right. Well, on that note, top 3 letters that can suck it. Number 1, P. Number 2, A. Number 3, X. What does that spell?
Ouch.
Pax.
Oh, here's also another quick top 3. Top 3 things you should do this weekend. Watch Frozen, play Frozen, be Frozen.
Love it.
Top 3 controllers on my wall. Number 3, Phantom White. Number 2, Phantom Black. Number 1, Elite version 2, of course.
Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, our panel got denied. Suck it, Pax. Spoiler alert. in case you're waiting for the official announcement.
Oh God, Mr. Percival.
Hello everyone, I'm Wakapeil, just realizing Smite, Battleground of the Gods, has 276 achievements and still adding more. Generally, Smite is far from quick and easy Gamerscore, but since it was released as a free-to-play game in 2015 and still frequently gets new achievements, there are plenty of high-ratio easy achievements to get. Smite is a fairly accessible third-person multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA, which has over 100 gods from different pantheons spanning world history murdering each other. On top of a general achievement list, each god has 2 achievements each to unlock, many of them doable in a single match which usually lasts 15 minutes. Others are considerably more difficult and more or less require a group of boosters. Smite is a free-to-play and there are no pay-to-win mechanics, but I highly recommend purchasing the Ultimate God Pack, which is currently $10 down from $30 in the Black Friday sale. This contains all current and future gods in the game and will save you thousands of hours of playtime compared to the free-to-play route, which starts you off with 10 gods and then have you buy new gods with the in-game currencies. Smite has a bit of a learning curve and it will take a while before you can hold your own against more experienced players, but it's all down to skill and knowledge of game mechanics. The cartoony visuals offers plenty of light-hearted fun, and the game offers bizarre matchups like Thor, Cupid and Kronos fighting Cerberus, Ratatoskr and Bacchus. Unfortunately, in my experience, the game has an unusually high number of sore loser asshats, which heckle you if you don't pull your weight for the team or send rude messages when you win. Smite has a still expanding achievement list with 276 achievements worth 4,060 Gamerscore and 15,700 TA, making it one of the largest Xbox achievement lists ever, and it will take you hundreds of hours to unlock them all. It is free to try, but I highly recommend getting the Ultimate God Pack while it's 66% off to make all the achievements easily available to you. Have a nice day, everyone.